In 2025, millions of American seniors were bracing for yet another financial blow. But today, something unprecedented just happened. A new federal budget bill has passed, and with it comes a historic change that no one saw coming. Starting this June, Social Security benefits will no longer be taxed. That's right, for the first time in decades, retirees will finally keep more of the money they've worked their entire lives for. This is not just a budget update, this is a lifeline. But how did this happen? Who's behind it? And what does it mean for your monthly checks, Medicare premiums, and your future? Let's break it all down, because this isn't just news. This is a new era for American seniors. So stick with me till the end, because this is not just news, it's a potential game changer. This is huge breaking news that could change the lives of millions in the United States. First of all, my name is Mike. I'm a financial advisor, and I've been helping people for over 20 years. I live in New York. If you want to meet me directly to talk about your financial budget, you can visit my office in New York, near Times Square. We can sit together and find the best plan for you. You're always welcome. Stay connected to this channel. I'll be sharing useful updates about Social Security, hidden government benefits, and money tips that can help you and your family. Let's make your financial life easier together. For decades, Social Security beneficiaries in America have had to deal with an uncomfortable truth. Even after paying taxes all their working lives, they were being taxed again on their retirement income. But that changes starting this June 2025. The newly passed federal budget reform bill, signed into law just days ago, has one groundbreaking clause. Social Security benefits will no longer be taxed at the federal level. What does that mean for you? If you're receiving Social Security retirement, SSDI, or survivor benefits, and your total income is below a certain threshold, you'll pay zero federal tax on your monthly check. Last year, around 40% of recipients paid taxes on their Social Security benefits. Now, that number drops dramatically. For decades, Social Security beneficiaries in America have had to deal with an uncomfortable truth. Even after paying taxes all their working lives, they were being taxed again on their retirement income. But that changes starting this June 2025. The newly passed federal budget reform bill, signed into law just days ago, has one groundbreaking clause. Social Security benefits will no longer be taxed at the federal level. What does that mean for you? If you're receiving Social Security retirement, SSDI, or survivor benefits, and your total income is below a certain threshold, you'll pay zero federal tax on your monthly check. Last year, around 40% of recipients paid taxes on their Social Security benefits. Now, that number drops dramatically. This bill didn't come out of nowhere. Behind the scenes, a coalition of lawmakers, both Democrats and Republicans, were feeling the pressure. Advocacy groups, senior citizen organizations, and even some state governors started pushing hard after inflation reached historic highs in late 2024. Seniors were cutting back on medication, skipping meals, choosing between rent and healthcare. Town halls across the country were filled with one message: stop taxing our survival money. And finally, Washington listened. Let's talk real numbers. Previously, if you earned $25,000 plus as an individual or $32,000 plus as a couple, you could be taxed on up to 85% of your Social Security benefits. Now, with this bill, all federal taxation on those benefits is removed. That could mean an extra $1,200 to $3,000 plus per year, depending on your income level. More money for rent, medicine, groceries, or just peace of mind. Hold on, it's not all smooth sailing. Here are some important caveats. Some states like Colorado, Nebraska, and Kansas still tax Social Security. Unless your state follows the federal lead, you may still pay state income tax. This doesn't retroactively apply to 2024 taxes. Changes begin with benefits issued from June onward. No tax doesn't mean higher benefits. Your check amount stays the same, But now you'll keep more of it since Uncle Sam won't take a slice. What you should do right now: 7/38/30. Don't sit back and wait. Here's your action plan. Check with your tax preparer or advisor. See how this change impacts your 2025 tax return. Ask them to push for state-level tax relief on Social Security if your state hasn't already. Watch your mail and SSA updates. You may get official letters or notices about the tax change soon. And if you thought the tax-free Social Security update was the only good news this June, there's something even bigger on the horizon. Starting June 2025, the federal government is launching a brand new pilot program designed specifically to support low-income and disabled Americans, and it could change lives. For the first time ever, SSI and SSDI recipients will be eligible to apply for a $10,000 interest-free loan with no credit check, no upfront fees, and no hidden traps. Yes, it's real. This isn't another payday lending scam. This is a federally backed initiative aimed at giving vulnerable Americans access to real financial support during tough times. Whether you're on supplemental security income or Social Security disability, this loan offers up to $10,000 with zero interest, and repayment will only begin when you're financially stable. Even then, the amount will be deducted slowly and in small monthly payments from your benefits, and only if your income allows it. The best part? No collateral is required. You won't need a co-signer. Your credit score won't be a factor. If you're a U.S. citizen, over the age of 21, currently receiving SSI or SSDI, and meet a few basic criteria, you may be eligible. The application process will be simple and secure, with a government-backed online portal expected to open as early as June 15, 2025. For millions of Americans who have been denied by banks or targeted by predatory lenders, this program could finally provide a safe and stable option for accessing emergency funds. It's a rare move that reflects real compassion from the federal level, a program designed not just to help people survive, but to help them breathe a little easier. Now let's talk about something even more powerful: home ownership. For millions of Americans living on a fixed income, the dream of owning a home has felt completely out of reach. High interest rates, skyrocketing prices, and strict lending requirements have locked out seniors, disabled individuals, and even working families from building real security. But starting later in summer 2025, a brand new federal housing assistance program is being rolled out, and it's directly targeting SSI, SSDI, and low-income Social Security recipients. This new housing loan initiative will offer low-interest, long-term home loans with zero down payment required for qualified applicants. The program aims to help people who have stable monthly benefits like Social Security, SSDI, or SSI but don't meet the typical banking requirements due to low credit or lack of assets. Under this initiative, even individuals with credit scores as low as 580 will be considered eligible. The most groundbreaking part? The federal government will guarantee up to 90% of the loan, which means you won't be turned away just because you're retired or disabled. In addition, the repayment plans will be adjusted based on your income with no risk of losing your home due to medical emergencies or temporary financial hardship. Applications are expected to open in August 2025, and selected areas in states like Texas, Florida, Ohio, and Arizona will be part of the first pilot phase. If successful, the program could expand nationwide by the end of the year. This is more than a loan; it's a chance for stability, dignity, and long-term security for people who have been left behind for far too long. As we move deeper into 2025, there's one name that continues to dominate the headlines: Donald J. Trump. Love him or hate him, one thing is certain: Trump's return to power is already reshaping the future of Social Security and the programs that millions of Americans rely on every single month. Under his new administration, several controversial proposals are already being discussed behind closed doors, from raising the retirement age to restructuring how Social Security disability, SSDI, is approved and reviewed. Some sources within the SSA say that internal audits are increasing and that new policies may soon tighten the rules for both current and future beneficiaries. And while Trump's team claims this is part of a broader plan to save Social Security, many advocacy groups and policy experts argue that these changes could hurt the most vulnerable, especially low-income seniors, people with disabilities, and immigrant workers who depend on these payments just to survive. There are also discussions around privatization, where part of your future Social Security contributions might be placed in private investment accounts, a risky move that could leave your retirement at the mercy of the stock market. This approach has been criticized for turning Social Security from a guaranteed benefit into a gamble. Even more alarming, Trump's recent comments suggest that cuts to government spending could impact SSA staffing and funding, causing delays in processing applications, fewer field offices, and longer wait times for benefits. And while some new programs like the $10,000 interest-free loan are gaining attention, there's still uncertainty about whether they'll survive budget restructuring under Trump's long-term fiscal plans. For now, the future of Social Security under Trump remains uncertain, a mix of opportunity and risk. What's clear is that every American who depends on SSA programs needs to stay informed, pay attention to the fine print, and hold their elected leaders accountable for the promises they make and the lives they impact. As Social Security faces political uncertainty and rising costs of living continue to affect millions, one thing is becoming clear: more and more seniors are looking for ways to stay financially active, independent, and connected. But here's the good news: the job market in 2025 is evolving in a way that actually favors older Americans, especially those who bring experience, reliability, and a strong work ethic to the table. From flexible, remote positions to government-backed part-time roles, there are now thousands of jobs being created specifically for seniors. Whether you're 62, 70, or even older, if you want to work, there are doors opening like never before. Let's start with remote jobs. Thanks to the rise of telehealth, online customer service, digital education, and nonprofit support roles, many seniors can now work from the comfort of their own homes. These jobs don't require heavy lifting or long commutes, just basic computer skills, a phone line, and the ability to stay consistent. Next, we have the rise of community-based senior fellow roles, funded by local governments and senior employment programs. These include mentoring younger workers, helping schools, providing part-time admin work for local clinics, libraries, and city departments, all while earning $18-25/hour, without affecting your full Social Security payments in most cases. Another exciting trend is the emergence of federal retraining grants for seniors, where the government actually pays for you to learn a new skill, whether that's bookkeeping, graphic design, virtual assistants, or even senior care for other elderly people. These programs are often 100% free, and some even come with a monthly training stipend while you learn. And let's not forget, in June 2025, new legislation is making it easier for retirees to work part-time without getting penalized on their SSI or SSDI benefits. This is a game changer, especially for seniors who want to earn a little extra without worrying about crossing income limits. The message is clear: your age is not a barrier, it's an asset. With the right guidance, tools, and support, seniors across America can step into this new phase of life with dignity, purpose, and financial strength. While politicians debate numbers and budgets in Washington, there's one group that continues to carry the system yet remains the most vulnerable: immigrants. Legal immigrants have worked, paid into the system, and contributed billions to Social Security over the decades. They are teachers, nurses, home aides, farm workers, truck drivers, the backbone of America's labor force. And yet in 2025, they're facing more uncertainty than ever before. The truth is, under proposed reforms and political pressure, immigrants' access to Social Security benefits is at risk. Some lawmakers are pushing for stricter verification, extended waiting periods, and even benefit cuts for those who weren't born in the U.S., even if they've legally paid taxes for decades. These policies could delay or reduce payments for legal permanent resident seniors who followed every rule, worked honestly, and were promised the same retirement security as everyone else. Meanwhile, undocumented immigrants, many of whom pay into the system using ITIN numbers, still receive no benefits at all, despite contributing billions each year. That means the Social Security Trust Fund is being supported by workers who may never see a penny back. But it's not all bad news. In June 2025, advocacy efforts are pushing back hard. New proposals include A path to benefits for long-term legal residents who have lived in the U.S. over 10 years. A review of denied claims for immigrant seniors who were disqualified due to paperwork or language barriers. And a new bipartisan bill in Congress that could restore eligibility for certain immigrant workers, especially those in caregiving and essential service roles. Immigrants are not a burden to Social Security, they are part of the solution. Excluding them doesn't save the system, it weakens it. If America wants a stable future for retirement, it must include those who helped build it regardless of where they were born. In 2025, there's important news for some of the most vulnerable groups relying on Social Security: babies, children, and widows receiving SSI benefits. Many families depend on these benefits as a crucial source of financial support, especially when a parent has passed away or a child is born with disabilities. Starting this year, the government has introduced enhanced protections and new assistance programs to ensure these groups are not left behind. For babies and children who qualify for Supplemental Security Income, SSI, due to disability or special needs, the monthly payments have been adjusted for inflation, meaning families will receive slightly higher amounts to help cover medical expenses, therapy, and daily care. Additionally, a new streamlined application process is being launched to reduce the long wait times and paperwork burdens, making it easier for parents and guardians to access these vital funds faster. Widows and widowers receiving survivor benefits through SSI are also seeing improvements. The government is expanding eligibility criteria and providing extra resources like counseling and job training to help widows regain financial independence if they choose to return to work. Plus, the new $10,000 interest-free loan program is available to widows on SSI, offering critical emergency funds without adding financial stress. When it comes to Social Security and Supplemental Security Income, SSI, the amount you receive isn't the same everywhere. In fact, benefits can vary significantly from state to state based on local cost of living, additional state supplements, and unique state programs designed to support seniors, people with disabilities, and low-income families. For example, states like California, New York, and Massachusetts offer supplemental payments on top of federal SSI, which can add hundreds of dollars monthly, helping beneficiaries cover expensive housing and healthcare costs. On the other hand, many states in the South and Midwest, such as Texas, Florida, and Ohio, do not provide extra SSI supplements, so residents rely mostly on the federal baseline amount. However, these states often have special programs offering additional services, like subsidized housing, energy assistance, or food benefits, which indirectly improve the financial stability of Social Security recipients. Additionally, some states have unique benefits for seniors, like property tax exemptions, discounted public transportation, and free or reduced-cost prescription drug programs. For immigrants and disabled individuals, states vary in eligibility rules for state Medicaid and health coverage that works alongside SSI. If you live in or plan to move to a new state, it's important to research the specific Social Security and SSI benefit rules there, because where you live can have a big impact on your total support and quality of life. When it comes to disability benefits, many people get confused between SSI and SSDI, but they serve different purposes and have different eligibility requirements. SSI, Supplemental Security Income, is a need-based program designed to help disabled adults and children who have very limited income and resources. It is funded by general tax revenues, not Social Security taxes. To qualify for SSI, applicants must meet strict financial limits. This means even if you have never worked or paid into Social Security, you could still qualify if your income and assets are low enough. SSI provides a monthly cash benefit to help cover basic needs like food, clothing, and shelter. Additionally, many SSI recipients qualify for Medicaid, which covers healthcare costs. On the other hand, SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance, is an insurance program based on your work history and contributions to Social Security taxes. To qualify for SSDI, you must have worked and paid Social Security taxes for a certain number of years, and now have a medical condition that meets Social Security's strict definition of disability. SSDI benefits are typically higher than SSI because they are based on your past earnings. After receiving SSDI for 2 years, beneficiaries also become eligible for Medicare, regardless of their age. But wait, there's more. Now, I'm going to explain everything in detail about who exactly qualifies for Social Security benefits under this new bill and what the requirements are. But before that, I have some great news for my viewers who are SSI and SSDI recipients. June isn't just about this new Social Security eligibility. It's also the month when SSI and SSDI recipients will receive a double payment. That's right, 2 checks in 1 month for millions of Americans struggling to make ends meet. This double payment could be a game changer for so many seniors, disabled workers, and families relying on these vital benefits. And as if that's not enough, the Trump administration is also rolling out a $10,000 interest-free loan program starting this June. This loan will be available for 3 months to eligible individuals and families to help ease financial stress. No interest, no fees, just a chance to breathe easier. We're going to break all of this down in today's video: what the new Social Security law means for immigrants, how the SSI/SSDI double payment works, and everything you need to know about the $10,000 loan. So make sure you watch until the end, like this video if you find it helpful, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to our channel for the most reliable and up-to-date info on these life-changing developments.
Alright, let's get into it. Alright everyone, now let's dive deep into the big news about Social Security benefits for legal immigrants and permanent residents. This is a historic change that could impact millions of hardworking people living in the United States. For years, legal immigrants and permanent residents, people who have followed the law, paid their taxes, and contributed to the Social Security system, have faced limitations when it comes to accessing Social Security benefits. Many were told they don't qualify simply because they weren't U.S. citizens, or because they hadn't worked the required 10 years under traditional rules. But under the new Trump administration bill, this is about to change. This law aims to expand eligibility to a wider group, including those immigrants who may not have completed the full 10 years of work credits but still have valid legal status in the country. That means green card holders and other immigrants with proper documentation could now qualify for Social Security benefits when they retire. This is huge because it recognizes the contributions of people who have been part of the system, paying taxes, working jobs in communities all across America, whether they're in essential services, healthcare, education, or countless other industries. Their work has helped build this country, and finally, they might be rewarded with the retirement benefits they deserve. Let me explain who exactly qualifies under this bill. First, if you are a legal immigrant or permanent resident with a green card and you have worked and paid Social Security taxes for 10 years or more, you will qualify just like U.S. citizens. But here's the surprise: even if you haven't reached 10 full years of work credits, as long as you have proper legal immigration status, you could still be eligible. The bill recognizes that many immigrants face challenges in accumulating full work credits because of breaks in employment, family responsibilities, or immigration status changes. This new law takes that into account, making Social Security more inclusive and fair. So, if you have been living in the U.S. legally, whether you hold a green card or other valid legal documents and have worked part of the time, you might soon qualify for Social Security benefits once you hit retirement age. This is a major shift in policy and one that could provide financial security to millions. Now, let's talk about the requirements in more detail. To qualify, you must have legal immigrant status, such as a green card or similar documentation. Have worked in the U.S. and paid Social Security taxes, even if for less than 10 years. Meet the age requirements for Social Security retirement benefits, generally 62 or older, depending on the program. This bill also protects those who have been paying into the system for years but have been excluded due to their immigration status. It closes a gap that has left many immigrants without access to benefits they earned. And what about immigrants who arrived recently and don't yet meet work credit requirements? The new bill proposes a pathway that doesn't require a full 10 years but instead looks at your legal status and contributions overall. This is revolutionary because it acknowledges real-life circumstances. This change will mean more financial stability for immigrant families who have long contributed to our economy but haven't always had the same safety nets as citizens. It's about fairness, justice, and recognizing everyone's role in building this country. I know many of you watching might be wondering how soon these changes will take effect. According to the latest reports, the new policies could start rolling out as early as June 2025. That means if you qualify, you could be receiving Social Security benefits under this new law very soon. And don't worry, in the next part of this video, I'll explain exactly how you can check if you qualify, what documents you'll need, and how to apply once the new system is live. I want to make sure you're fully prepared to take advantage of this opportunity. So if you're excited about this news, hit the like button, share this video with family and friends who might benefit, and stay tuned because there's even more important updates coming, including the double payments for SSI and SSDI recipients, and a new loan program you don't want to miss.